Yes, and guys, welcome back to another video on the channel. It is that time again. I'm going to sit here and chat your ears off about Arsenal and how they've won yet another game in the Premier League. Lots of salty rival fans at the minute. Absolutely hate to see us smiling. And the fact of the matter is, and I've talked about this quite a lot, do I think we're going to win the league? No. Am I still going to enjoy watching us put out these good performances week in, week out? Deliver these results, watching such a unified Arsenal team, right from the coaching staff, the manager, to the players and to the fans. There's so much high team spirit, there's so much love, there's so much togetherness across the whole club, and that is everybody. That is through absolutely everybody, and it's just a really good time to be an Arsenal fan right now. And the fact that a lot of other rival fans are sort of piping up and being like, oh, you guys are being too cocky, you're too confident, you're this, that, you're the other. Fuck off. Like, I don't care. If it was your club, you'd be doing the exact same. We're happy. I know every club has the fair share of delusional fans that are like, oh, we're going to win the league, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't believe that one bit. And I know that the low points will hit. They will come. It is the Premier League. It's a magical league. In my opinion, it is the best league in the world. And that is why it is as big and as competitive and is just known worldwide as what it is, because it is a fantastic league. And in the Premier League, absolutely anything can happen. You don't know when your next loss is around the corner. You don't know what's coming next game. Sometimes you don't even know what to expect next game. The Premier League is such a magical league. But at the minute, my team are doing the necessary. They're playing incredible stuff. They're a joy to watch. We absolutely... Do you know what? Fair play to Fulham where it's due. I quite like Fulham. We've seen this Fulham team challenge not Man City. We've seen this Fulham team, challenge Liverpool this season. And I like Fulham. I do. I've got no qualms with Fulham at all as a club. But I thought on the day we were the better team. We deserved the result at the end of the day. I'm going to rewatch the highlights, talk about what's going on, talk about key moments in the game, and we'll do the usual kind of post-match reaction. As we do. I am looking forward to finally at some point being able to sit down and record my live reaction to watching a game. I was off from work on Saturday, however I was in Manchester, so I couldn't watch the game. I was watching bits on my phone, following it on my phone as and when I could to keep up to date with it, but yeah, I was out, so couldn't watch the game, which was a little bit annoying, but it is what it is, chat. So looking at the stats of the game, obviously stats aren't always anything to go by, but we can see Arsenal straight away, 22 shots to Fulham's 11. Now, that's not bad either from Fulham. I mean, Arsenal playing from home, two things you would expect a lot of from Arsenal playing at home is the majority of the possession. If Arsenal don't have at least 60-65% of the possession when playing at home, then you know something's wrong, and you know that they've been, challenged a little bit more than usual. You expect to see lots of chances created, so lots of shots on target as well, depending on the accuracy and whatnot as well. But that is one thing when you know that Arsenal are at home at the Emirates. That's one thing. They are two things. Sorry, I can't do math. They are two things that you expect to see a lot from Arsenal. So 22 shots to Fulham's 11 does not surprise me at all. The fact that we allowed Fulham to have 11 shots is a little bit, but I think it shows a lot of what this Fulham side can do. And Mitrovic as well, by the way, what a player. He is a pure wind-up merchant, and I should hate him. He's a player that I feel like I should hate. I feel like a lot of other fans, other than Fulham, of course, I feel like they look at Mitrovic and they hate him. I love him. I really respect what he does. I think he knows his strengths, and he plays to his strengths quite well. And I think he's very clever in what he does as well. Can be a bit of a loose cannon from what I've seen. He's a bit hot-headed, but he knows how to rile up defenders, and he knows how to get the job done. And he's a talented player as well. He can score. Whether it's in the air or with his feet. He's a really talented individual, and I've always had a lot of respect to Mitrovic, to be honest. So I wasn't surprised to see when Fulham did score that he was the goal scorer. moving on to shots on target, 8-3. Again, shows Ramsdale didn't have an awful lot to do, but what he did, you know, did all right. Obviously, he did let one in, which isn't ideal, but still, it is what it is. 8 shots on target. I think out of 22 there, we probably should have had a couple more of them on target, because that's not even half of our shots there hitting the target. So that's a little bit disappointing. Something that Arteta needs to work on a little bit as well. Maybe just on the day we just weren't quite as clinical enough as what we could be, what we should be. But we still managed to get the 2 goals, and we managed to outscore Fulham, and obviously go on to claim the 3 points. This is an interesting one. 72. I talked about before possession. You know, Arsenal at the minute, the football that Arteta is trying to play is that possession, passing, and attacking based game. He's liking us playing it out from the back. He wants everybody to get involved, which I love, absolutely love it. But yeah, I usually say, like I said earlier on, possession wise for Arsenal, you expect about 60-65% when they're at home. 72% possession is an absolute bloody madness. 72% of possession was Arsenal. That is crazy. 28% then for Fulham. 595 passes completed to Fulham's 223. Passing accuracy of 85%. Again, this is the kind of football that Arteta is trying to introduce, or not really introduce, but trying to drill into the players. This is how he wants his players to play. The beautiful passing game. Obviously, we saw it a lot under Wenger, with Arteta's own little spin on that as well. A couple of added things, which I just love to see. Fouls, 6-12. 2 yellow cards for Arsenal, 3 for Fulham. No red cards in the game. Obviously, it's what you want. It's a nice clean game. A couple of fouls and that, but nothing too serious. 1 offside for Arsenal. 9 corners from Arsenal to Fulham's 2. So then, obviously, in the Premier League table, Arsenal currently the only team with a 100% record at the minute. 4 out of 4. Can we make it 5 out of 5? Remains to be seen. There's a lot of pressure on the players now, but I know that they're going to be full of confidence, and hopefully they're up for the challenge. And that has seen Fulham into 11th place there. Now Fulham, not at the worst of starts. They've lost one. Obviously lost their last game. Sorry, against Arsenal. Won the game before that, and then drawn the other 2. Not an awful start when you consider that they've played Liverpool. So I don't think that's horrendous. And then the rest of the league is a bit of a shock to see Leicester rock bottom there. What has gone wrong with Leicester? Will they bounce back from that? Obviously remains to be seen. It's very, very early doors at the moment. And I have to say, one of the shocks for me so far has been Leeds. I've been quite impressed with Leeds so far. They're 5th in the league, 7 points. They're looking all right. They're looking half decent. And obviously they beat Chelsea, didn't they, last weekend, which was, yeah, a madness. But yeah. Happy with the boys regardless. Let's have a look at the lineups of the game. So the 2 yellow cards were Ben White, Gabriel Jesus, and then Fulham's were Reed, Palhinha, Robinson, and I think that was it for yellow cards. Yeah. The goal scorers being on there as well. Goal scorers for Arsenal, Gabriel and Odegaard. Mitrovic obviously for Fulham. Arsenal, obviously, a little bit of a changed team. Elneny coming in for Thomas Partey and Tierney coming in for Zinchenko. Now, apparently, those players being missing from the game, I know I read it and my heart kind of sank a bit. I was like, oof, this could be a really tough game to be without 2 crucial players in our team. One crucial member of our midfield in Thomas Partey, and also someone who's been absolutely solid since coming in, and that is Zinchenko. Got his own chant already. You love to see it. However, apparently it's just precautionary with those 2, so that's good. It's nice to see we're not taking any risks. Elneny come in, and I said this in my stream earlier today. For me, Elneny is one of them players who does what it says on the tin. He's not amazing, he's not outstanding, but he can come in and do a bit of a job when required, and that's what he did for me, in my opinion, against Fulham. Tierney again as well. Obviously, he's had his woes with injuries. I think Zinchenko looks a lot more sharp than what Tierney does, but obviously Tierney's coming back for some pretty shitty injuries, and I think once Tierney regains that confidence, regains the match fitness and stuff, Tierney will be really good competition for Zinchenko. Absolutely. The Fulham lineup then, we saw Leno back at the Emirates, but in the other net, not in the Arsenal net this time. So yeah, good to see Leno come back, to be honest, and I think he made some good saves in the game. I think he had a pretty good game. Cabano in there as well, Pereira, Reed, of course, very just players that we're used to seeing now for Fulham. Riemann, I can't pronounce his name, Adarabio. I've absolutely butchered that. I do apologise, but yeah, the usual sort of suspects there. Nketiah coming on for Arsenal, sorry. Rob Holding and Tomiyasu coming on as well. Good to see Rob get some minutes, actually. Kenny coming on for Fulham, Chalobah, and Barbu, Diop and Stansfield. So interesting to see Arteta only using 3 of his 5 available substitutes. Not too sure what that's all about. Maybe he didn't want to change too much about the game. But yeah, I think it'd be nice to see, would have been nice to see Smith Rowe come in, maybe Lokonga, possibly Marquinhos as well. But obviously, with us leaving it as late as we did in the game, I think we needed to come back into that. Anyways, I'm going to watch the highlights of the game and we'll chat more as I'm watching. So watching Martinelli whipping a corner and hit the crossbar from the corner, so it doesn't go towards anybody. Leno may have have it covered, but yeah, that was quite interesting to see. And could we talk about an amazing performance from Ben White there? Saka going through on Leno, and it was an amazing save from Bernd Leno. He beats his man, Saka, but he can't quite get it past Bernd Leno. Big mistake from Gabriel Magalhaes for the goal. Left Ramsdale in the shit, really. Why he's just messing with it there, I don't know. Just pass it, just move it, just push the ball on. Don't try and do that. Mitrovic is such a strong player. I talked about it earlier. Such a big, physical, strong bloke. Like, you just don't try that shit. Just get rid of it. And that put Fulham 1-0 up. And Odegaard's goal took a deflection from the looks of it. Odegaard drives forward. Saka, I think it is, in the end, that plays him in. He has a shot, it hits the inside of the defender's knee there. It kind of hits his inner thigh, sort of, and deflects him past Leno. A little bit lucky with that goal, but I think overall, you know, deserved it. Took it well in the end, even though it was deflected in. A fantastic save from Ramsdale following a Fulham corner. He just brushes it out, and then Ben White with a crucial block after that as well. And Gabriel Magalhaes' goal, I watched this. I absolutely love it when this guy scores. Obviously, he made up for his error prior to the Fulham scoring by getting a goal himself. Kind of a bit of a scramble. Leno's on his arse. Quite difficult to see what's gone on. Leno's come for it, not won it. It's Saliba that's knocked it to Gabriel, and Gabriel's just hammered it home. And that got us the win. You could argue a little bit lucky in the fashion then way that we scored the 2 goals, but with other chances that we had in the game as well. Overall, when you look at the stats as well, we absolutely deserved to win. Unlucky to Fulham, and obviously good luck to Fulham for the rest of the season. I find Fulham quite a respectable side. But yeah, I think all 3 goals, you could argue, they were a little bit fluky, to be honest. I mean, Gabriel, what are you doing? For Fulham's goal, of course, and then obviously I think the Odegaard goal, it was more unfortunate for Fulham than lucky for Arsenal. It was just, you know, it hit him. He's gone for block it, to be fair to him. It just hit him in the wrong place. Odegaard gets enough on it to see it through, and Odegaard in some good form as well. Love to see it. Love to see the captain getting some goals. He's usually just a very creative outlet, Odegaard, in which he assists a lot. He provides some absolute just chef kiss level passes. Honestly, lovely stuff. But yeah, that does bring me to the end of the video and my sort of analysis review of the Arsenal versus Fulham game. Were we a little bit lucky with the goals? Yes. Did we still deserve to win though? Yes, because also Fulham, you could argue, were a little bit lucky as well. It was a lacklustre moment, just a moment of just a lapse in concentration from Gabriel Magalhaes. And I think this defence, we've got still got a long way to go. Saliba's come in, does a fantastic job, but I think there's still some there's still that level of just understanding each other that I think they need. It's a new defence. Obviously, it's different to what we had last season. The arrival of Zinchenko, obviously absent today, but with Saliba being there, Ben White learning a new role as right back as well. There's lots to contemplate. There's a long way for these Arsenal boys to go, but hopefully they do it. On to the next game now against Aston Villa. I'll be back for a review of that if it is that I can't watch the game, which I don't think I will be able to because I'm pretty sure I am at work. Surprise, surprise, guys. Surprise, surprise. But thank you once again for checking out the video. I do appreciate it. If you have made it this far, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe. If you've made it this far and you've not done that already, honestly, like I feel like you should definitely consider doing so. Feel free to drop any comments as well, how your teams got on the weekend. Were you happy? What do you think of the table so far as well? All that kind of general chatter. And I will see you in the next video.